So as we all know, ever since TSB became popular, there's been an endless number of games trying to copy its success. And these games range from being the highest peak of the peak that has ever peaked to being so unbelievably bad that it must have spawned from
the darkest pit of hell.
But every so often, there's some amazing Battleground games that come out that have a lot of potential, but in the end fail to live up to that potential and end up being lost in the void of just another Battlegrounds game. So today we're going to be revisiting some of those games and finding out what went wrong. So really quick before we start, so there's no confusion, I'm going to address what I mean by failed. By failed, I just mean that the game either A, had a lot of players at some point and now struggle to pull in even 1,000 players, or B, the game is really good or unique in some way but struggles to pull in any players. Now that that's out of the way, our first game is FAILED Battlegrounds. So as soon as you load in and go to choose a character, you're met by this amazing UI screen. And the 3 free characters are Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. And the running animation is pretty cool, and oh my god, the dashing is ass. But hey, that's okay because the backwards walking animation is a moonwalk. Now getting into the combat, the dashes are so painfully slow that even a blind person can see it coming. But hey, at least you get stunned when dashing into a block. But the combat is actually way smoother than I expected. The M1s feel pretty good, the combos feel great, and the animation is really dope. I mean, it fits the game so well. Same with the sound effects. The sound effects are amazing, and it really fits the One Piece vibe. Especially when you ult and go Gear 5 as Luffy, the sound choices are just chef's kiss. Like, just take a second and listen to these M1s. And you can really see how good the animation is when you enter Luffy's second awakening. Like, just watch. Like, oh my god, dude, this is insane. Yo, look how big that is. Oh my god. Nah, I'm about to wipe out the whole lobby with this. Oh my. Yo! Like, you can't tell me that wasn't sick. I also love that FAILED Battleground. Is that Gojo? Bruh. Why is Gojo here? Bro, please somebody explain why I'm getting domain expanded on in a One Piece game. And why does the animation cutscene actually look sick? Well, as cool as Luffy is, he can't do anything in Unlimited Void. Now, if this game is really as good as I say it is, then why does it struggle to break 1,000 players at any day of the week? Well, if we go into their Discord and check the update channel, we see that they haven't updated their game since May. So there's our reason, and apparently the lack of updates is because they don't have a scripter working on the game, and the head dev said to not expect an update anytime soon. It's pretty sad to see a game this good go to waste, because there's not really any good One Piece Battleground games out there, but hopefully they can find a scripter soon and the updates will get rolling out again. Moving on to a game that you've more than likely never heard of, FAILED Battlegrounds, which is a Battlegrounds game that is based around Souls-like games like Sekiro, Dark Souls, and Elden Ring. Now loading into the game, I immediately noticed there's a super annoying blur on your screen the whole time. Like, it's just a very slight blur. The whole time I was playing, it felt like I was a person without their glasses. But that aside, loading in, we can see there's 5 characters to choose from. I never really played any of the Souls games, so I'm not sure who they are, but how's the combat? Mid at best. The dashes have a super annoying bug where at the end of your dash, you just start walking and have to press W again to reactivate sprint. The combat, although not being terrible, just feels super stiff and unsatisfying. The animations look pretty janky and the game overall doesn't feel good. But the reason I think this game is unique is because what it's based on. Souls-like games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a single other Battlegrounds game based on Souls-like games. But the max players this game can really reach is a measly 31 players, which honestly kind of makes sense. Souls-like games are made for an older audience, and most of the Roblox Battleground players are little iPad kids that don't want to play any game that doesn't have Gojo in it. But anyway, this game was abandoned, so the hope for any updates is out the window. Now this next game is probably the best on the list and absolutely blew me. I mean, blew my expectations out of the water. This game is FAILED Battlegrounds. As soon as I loaded in, I noticed how unique the map looked. I haven't watched Dragon Ball, but whatever this city is looks absolutely amazing in game. I like the green atmosphere, and I just noticed this after joining another lobby, but there's actually multiple maps. While the jumping noise did get annoying really fast, We finally have a good dash. We did it, guys. We found a good dash. But this game has 4 characters: Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and Goku Black. First off, the combat. Let me tell you, the combat is absolutely amazing. The dashes actually work properly, the M1s feel really nice, and the combos not only feel nice and satisfying, but the moves look pretty clean. Key Battlegrounds is by far the one I spent the most time playing. I was just supposed to join the game to get a few clips for the video, but it was actually really fun to play and it just kept me hooked because the combat was actually good. Now also while playing, I accidentally used a Kamehameha wave at the same time as somebody else, and there's clashing in this game. This just added a whole nother level of uniqueness to the game. There's not a lot of Battleground games that have clashing in them from what I know. You can also get into a clash if you and your enemy dash each other at the same time, which I think is just amazing. It adds a whole nother layer of intensity to a fight because one moment you can just be mindlessly doing your same mode combo, but then all of a sudden you're trying to rapidly press all the keys as fast as you can so you don't lose the clash. The awakening animations also look really cool. There's some moves that have cutscenes, and as you can see from me being bodied in this one, it looks really good. I mean, even Black Gojo Sensei is here. This game has to be good, right? So why is this amazing game on this list? Well, honestly, I wish it wasn't. If we take a look at the Discord and check the updates channel, this game hasn't received an update since March. That's 5 months without an update. That's insane. At its peak, it reached close to 9,000 players when an update dropped. But ever since then, there's been no updates, so the players have been dwindling. And now, it averages about 300 to 400 players on any given day. Which is just sad, man. Why are all these good games just left to rot? I mean, supposedly the updates were put on hold because the owner had exams, but that was almost 4 months ago. And 4 months later, still no update. I honestly think this game could be huge if it just received regular updates. I had so much fun playing this game, I hope it receives some updates soon. The owner did ping and say that he'd be back soon, but that was 2 months ago, so who knows how true that is. All in all, we can see a pretty common theme here. A good game releases, there's a pretty big community and large amount of players for that game, it has a few updates, and then the updates are just indefinitely put on hold. Now for C's Battlegrounds, I understand it's not their fault that they don't have a scripter, but in Key Battlegrounds case, I just don't understand at all. But I guess some games have to die to make way for new ones. Like one of the Key Battlegrounds owners, Aspector, went off to make his own game that you all now know as Realm Rampage. And who knows, maybe if Key Battlegrounds was still updating today, we wouldn't have gotten Realm Rampage. But anyway, as always, thank you for coming to my yap sesh. If you used to be an enjoyer of any of these games, or if you played them and didn't like them, let me know in the comments. But anyway, Heroes Battlegrounds Meat Rider number 37445 signing out.